Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Mountain Man Monday. Today is live stream episode number 37 for July 27th, 2020. I hope everybody's had a great start to their week and a nice Monday, a good weekend. This live stream, I want to welcome everyone who joins live this evening and also everyone who might be watching later on the YouTube Mr. Mountain Man channel. And as always, these live streams are archived under the live stream playlist on my channel, so you can check them out, as well as all of my videos and content. I also want to give a shout out to anybody who's watching this maybe for the first time or just has recently joined the channel. I want to give a warm welcome to you. Welcome to the channel, and please feel free to leave comments on the videos or live streams, or join in and let us know how you're doing, what you like, and how things are going in your neck of the woods. All right, so we gonna do roll call, and let's see, Marvin Carlton, are you first this week? You are first this week. So we're with tradition today. That's awesome. And we got Smokey Mountain Hiker. Hey, it's great to have you here. Smokey Mountain Hiker, quick plug for him. I just go straight to it. He has some, everybody knows his YouTube channel, but has tremendous quality photos on Instagram. If you have not checked out Smokey Mountain Hiker's Instagram channel, please do so if you like pictures of the mountains. I sure do. Great job. Excellent photography skills and just really quality pictures. We have Dale Bush. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, I hope your week was fine. It has been starting just fine. I hope your week is starting out nicely as well. And we've got some hellos as people continue to roll in here. I hope you guys have had a great start to your week. It's Monday fun day. Of course, I say that a little bit tongue in cheek because for those that start their week on Monday, this is usually the start of the grind. Some people, though, work different schedules. And maybe this is the beginning of their weekend or a couple of days off. For me, this is the start of the week, so just getting it going. We had quite the week or day, I should say, with weather. Behind me, it's a beautiful evening here in the mountains now, but we had some heavy thunderstorms earlier during the day, about down midday, but typical for this time of the year, no matter where you are in the country. We have Triple M Mom. I'm not sure. Are you new here? No, I just, it's good to have you, Mom. I know you guys said you were headed back there home in Ohio, and hope everything is going well. Say hello to Dad if he's lurking there in the background, and I hope you guys are safe, healthy, and doing well. Glad to have you here tonight. And so, yeah, so had a pretty good weekend, was able to get out and see some of the mountains myself. I was plugging Smoky Mountain Hiker's Instagram channel. I have one too. I'll show you some of those pictures in a couple minutes here, and be able to see some of the beauty of the mountains. Likewise, I'm trying to remember, it's just been a whirlwind, just been busy, family life, but trying to have a nice balance and enjoy as well, and do a little bit. I'm trying to remember what I did on Friday and late last week. But anyway, we're here in this week now. We don't have to think about last week. Let's see. We've had a few other people roll in here. We got Foxy Wolf. Foxy Wolf is another. I love the regulars that roll in here. It's just awesome to see all you folks here. My chat would not come up. Hi, Mr. Mountain Man. Hello to you as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week, Foxy Wolf. We have, yeah, and as far as the chat, I know sometimes, well, I'm not sure about the chat, but I know sometimes the folks get the YouTube notifications, some get them by email, some get them on push notifications on their phone, just the different ways that it comes up, and I know it takes a few minutes. Rita, hello. Rita is a fantastic supporter of the channel, both on this channel and my other YouTube channel, The Eclectic Handyman, and love having some of these folks here. Thank you for the report on the video, that it is clear. Appreciate it. Glad I made it up to Tweetsy before they closed it again. Yes, I would like to hear more about that. Again, I was plugging Smoky Mountain Hikers Instagram channel for all the pictures. I know you've been out exploring as well. This is a great time to be out hiking and motorcycle and all those kinds of things because, you know, considering the current situation, it's just an excellent, excellent activity that you're doing. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man and all the chat. Storms here in southern Indiana. Yeah, it is that time of the year. Heat's building up, lightning, thunder. I thought the power was going to go out earlier, but thankfully it did not. So great to have you here, Kentucky Girl. Another regular in the house. Love it. Let's see. Hey, we've got, I assume this is Will and Dawn. I mean, we've got Yankee in the South, but I never know who's behind it. So it's fantastic to have you. I haven't seen y'all in a while. Really miss seeing you guys. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you had a excellent trip out west. If anybody is listening to this that is not aware of the channel Yankee in the South, they have fantastic content from the Smoky Mountains, kind of home base, and then extending out their travels all over the place. They made a trip out west. They have some excellent videos from Vegas and California and some of their adventures. You'll want to check that out. Check them out. Yankee in the South, you'll find them, I'm sure 99% of the people here know, but I would just like to plug them anyway and give them a shout out. I really hope you guys are doing well, and I miss hanging out. It was about this time last year I was hanging out with y'all over there at Pigeon Forge at the island, and it's just been a crazy year. It has been a crazy year, and again, thanks for coming. I really appreciate seeing you guys. That means a lot. That's awesome. Let's see. We've got, thanks, Foxy Wolf. Yes, the Eclectic Candyman, and also that URL can actually be shortened to just youtube.com/ they don't have to put the C, the Eclectic Handyman. That's my my handyman channel. I've kind of picked up a little steam on that. I have like a bunch of videos on deck. I try to balance it between the two of getting everything out. I do some tool reviews and some stuff around the house. When I first started that channel, I said, I'm not going to put any effort. I'm just going to dump videos, but I don't have to do like background music or anything like that. Usually on those videos, they're more instructional, but I do try to get some content out there. Yep, a little plug here for a cool video on Native American restaurant in Pigeon Forge. I believe that was the one just released today. We've got a bunch of hellos and hellos. So we got just a fantastic group. You know, I always say the channel's small, but I have just such a wonderful community here, and we have great conversations. And so with that, if you're new to the channel, first of all, I want to say hello to anybody that is new and might be in the background. I know we have some folks that don't always chat, and that's absolutely 100% okay. I'd like to say hello to you. Hope you're having a great start to the week. I hope you enjoy. We always have some great conversations, and I have a fun format. I do a little bit of housekeeping with some updates on the channel and random stuff, and then get into some fun stuff with the news and notes of the week. So with that, let's go ahead and do the housekeeping for the week of July 27th, 2020. So we'll head over here and check this out. Let's make sure you all can see what I'm looking at here. Yes. So you might be saying, why is he sharing the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube account? I already know about that. I wanted to say one thing that this sounds so crazy that I didn't know. I mean, I've been on YouTube probably like most of you for years and years. I mean, maybe not as a creator, but I have been as, as somebody who watched YouTube. And when I would subscribe to a new account, I might be interested if they did a video in a particular place. And this seems like such a simple understanding, but even me, I didn't recognize this at first. When I would subscribe to a new channel, literally just to go through the videos tab. And again, a lot of you are probably going, what is he talking about? I know about that. But if you go to the videos tab, if you're a new subscriber of anyone's channel, it's a great idea to kind of go back in the history and see what videos that they have. The other way that if you're interested in finding out someone's videos, let's say, so a while ago I went to Myrtle Beach. If you were to put in the search, Mr. Mountain Man Myrtle Beach, then my videos would come up, or Mr. Mountain Man Apple Festival, or Mr. Mountain Man Motorcycle, or whatever. So this is a good way to check out some of my older content if you haven't seen it. And then another thing that some folks aren't aware of, again, another housekeeping, is playlists. So playlists, I do try to categorize. I have like my live streams, the motorcycle rides, East Tennessee, West North Carolina, dining, travel outside the mountains, Christmas, international travel, and Myrtle Beach. And if there's a new bucket, then I add it. Same thing over on Eclectic Handyman. So if you're, sometimes when I'm watching somebody's channel I like, maybe I just want to see dining reviews. I'm just kind of got an itch for watching dining that day of this particular channel that I like. Or maybe if it's over on the tool side of the fence, I want to see tool reviews of the day or deals of the week, or maybe I just want to see motorcycle rides this time. So playlists are another great tab on the account where you can navigate someone's account and see grouped categories. So I just wanted to kind of show the videos and playlists. Again, most of you are pro YouTubers that have been either a user or a creator for a while, and you probably like, that's just review. But believe it or not, when I used to subscribe, what I found was that I was only watching the new content, but I was missing out on a whole library of old content that was fantastic. So anyway, just a little housekeeping there to kind of navigate on the main subscription page. All right. So keeping up, the next thing we have, let me go over to the comments and keep up to date here. Let's see. We also have, let's say hello to Brian Fisher. Hello, you just joined. And looks like it's been hot and such. Yeah, everybody's in the thick of summer. So I hope everyone's staying as cool as possible. So I do have two means of social media to keep in touch in between my videos and live streams, which are both on Twitter and Instagram. And I've been picking up, again, more speed and traction on Instagram recently with my Mr. Mountain_man account, which we're seeing here on the screen. And I always like to do a week in review of the photos that I did. So taking a look at some of the photos, we have the mountains are great. We've got deer and we've got baby turkeys here. I took some pictures. I thought that was really fun. When you live in the mountains, it's like living in the zoo a little bit. But so you always get to see something neat. And I combine these two pictures, and we're always getting to see something fun in the mountains. I think that's really pretty cool. Of course, the week before I had seen some bears, and we had talked about those ones last week. Up next, this was incredible. We went out up towards, it wasn't Mount Mitchell, but we went up that way on the Blue Ridge Parkway. This was at Deerlick Gap overlook, and I'm telling you what, mountains are showing off. They are showing off. These pictures don't do it justice. The 3-dimension of the mountains and the clouds, giving it that smoky effect. Of course, this isn't technically the Smoky Mountains. This is the Blue Ridge Mountains here. And actually that mountain right there is reminiscent to me of Mount LeConte, the way it's shaped and its kind of curvature that it has there. These were some excellent pictures. I just was stunned at how beautiful it was. This was on Saturday evening. So really enjoyed that. Of course, every Sunday I'm grilling. This Sunday, if Will and Don are still here, I was actually had their live stream on. I had to cut it short because the flame was coming up there and I was about to burn dinner. So we had corn on the cob burgers and chicken. I would love when all the craziness is done to have you all back over sometime. And this was a picture from the base near the golf course. We didn't go to that, but we were driving by near Mount Mitchell Golf Club. That is Mount Mitchell off in the distance. And I said, showing off in the evening, just incredible. The mountains are beautiful. The temperature was delicious. Really nice weekend. Makes me appreciate summer in the mountains. There's so much beauty. Like, I love the snow in the winter. Of course, we all like the dynamic part of fall when we get all the different colors. I think that's the number one time. But I also really, really have an appreciation for summer. Some of my greatest memories of all these mountains are when everything is just bright green and beautiful. And since we've had no shortage of rain this year, there hasn't been any drying out. It's been just tremendous. So so that is a little bit of the week in the review. Let's see if there were any comments here. Thank you, Foxy Wolf. Please hit the like. I'm always humbled by everybody that does that. I'm so appreciative. Thank you for anybody that does that. I never want to glaze over. As I always say, we recently hit 500 subscribers, and I can't thank you all enough. I'm just having a great time, and I hope you are as well. Smoky Mountains Hiker says, great photos. Yes, it was like coming down the Blue Ridge from Tweetsie. Okay, cool. Rita mentioned, I like to look back through the old videos now and then. It is like taking mini trips. It is, and it is for me as well, because there are these little capsules in time. I really love it. It's really nice. Yeah, and the food looked yummy. So on the grill, great photos of the mountains. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. All right, so moving along, let's go ahead and stop that, and we will move into the next segment, which is our news and notes for the week here on the Mr. Mountain Man channel for July 27th, 2020. Let me go ahead and get that fired up here, and we will share the screen, which is the Mr. Mountain Man live stream, and we will present, and let's check it out. All right. And you can tell I'm getting a little bit better at this, a little bit better. All right. Next up, I'm going to keep the comments up. We'll keep this fluid. So the first article of the week that I have here is this is from iHeartRadio. Target's latest decision could change Black Friday shopping this year. I don't know how many of you guys go out on Black Friday, or now in the last 10 years, it's been Thanksgiving Day. When I was growing up, it was always like 6 a.m., 5 or 6 a.m., all the big stores, the mall or Lazarus or, Sears and Penny's. And we didn't have Walmart growing up. It was Kmart and some others. It was always Friday. It was truly Black Friday. But a lot of places have been opening Thursday. So for a few tidbits from the article, Target announced that they will not open on Thanksgiving for the first time since 2011. So yeah, about 10 years. Pardon me. The retailer said the decision was made in part because it wants to avoid large crowds inside stores amid the coronavirus pandemic. Let's face it, historically, deal hunting and holiday shopping can mean crowded events, and this isn't a year for crowds, Target said in a statement. This year, shoppers won't have to wait until Thanksgiving Day to get Black Friday deals. Target said they will start rolling out holiday sales in October. These deals will be available both in store and online. That's why our biggest holiday deals will be available earlier than ever, so you can shop safely and conveniently without worrying about missing out on deals that usually come later in the season. Target's decision comes less than a week after Walmart decided to close on Thanksgiving. So yes, I haven't done I do the Black Friday thing once in a blue moon if there's something neat. I've never really waited in line or overnight, never done anything like that. I think the craze of LED or LCD or whatever TVs and all that, we're kind of past that, and laptops. Electronics have gotten so dirt cheap that there's usually deals to be had all year long. But with the internet now, companies can release inventory at a discounted price or updated prices at a particular time, as long as their servers can handle it and it doesn't get overloaded, which I have seen going to some sites where it times out and you can't access the site because it's getting hit so hard. But as long as companies prepare for that, I think a virtual Black Friday will work just fine for shoppers and just fit right in. Of course, people will miss out on the experience, but some people don't want to be trampled at the door at 4 a.m. or 5 p.m. the day before anyway. So it should make for an interesting, but maybe just a slightly refined Black Friday. And if you're a shopper in the last few years, Black Friday is kind of Cyber Monday, which is a few days late, or is it a few days later, or is it the next Monday? I think it's the next Monday. I can't remember, but Cyber Monday has become maybe as big or bigger because of Amazon and all of that. And so you've seen the shift anyway to online deals. So, that's maybe the way it'll be as well. And maybe just having like two kind of Cyber Monday type deals where everything's virtual. So anyway, for those of you that are the shoppers of the group, you might find that one interesting. Let's see, next story. And this was an odd one. And I'm not really sure. You'll have to let me know what you think if you all would have run into this. Let me read it to you. So the title, this is from WLOS. North Carolina residents warn against planting unsolicited seeds. At first, I thought this was something indicating like, drugs or something bad or something. But I read the article and it said, here's a few highlights. It said North Carolina residents are being warned against planting seeds they have received that they did not order. All right, that's the first strange part. The North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services has been contacted by numerous people who have received the seeds, which are likely the product of an international internet scam known as brushing. According to the Better Business Bureau, foreign third-party sellers use your address and Amazon information to generate a fake sale and positive review to boost the product ratings, said Phil Wilson, director of the Plant Industry Division. Seeds are just one of the items used in this scam. However, you could receive other inexpensive items such as rubber bands, plastic toys, or empty bags. This last part's interesting. Officials say the seeds could be a pathway for the introduction of invasive species, insects, and plant diseases. If you ever all have watched my video on Mount Mitchell and I talk about the disease that's killing I forget if it's the hemlock trees or some of the other spruce pines that are up there, this seed story reminded me of that. Like, first of all, I'm confused on a couple of levels. Like, let me ask you guys a question. If you got a bag of seeds in the mail that you didn't order, would your first inclination be, let me go plant these in the yard? I think I would throw them directly in the trash can. I mean, it'd be one thing if I got like, I don't know, like something cool, like a camera or like, I don't know, like a gift, I don't know, something interesting. I might keep it, but like if I got some edible or something that was perishable that I didn't order, I'd probably pitch it or try to get it to the right owner if it had the address. But if it was addressed to me, I'd probably just throw it away. I wouldn't be like, oh, let me go plant these plants. And then it has some, species in it that would kill off like all the trees or something. I can't fathom why people would do this anyway. I don't understand the premise of it. I guess the long and the short in a little goofy way is if you get a bag of seeds in the mail you didn't order, don't eat them, don't plant them, and throw them away. Dale Bush says, we got a few good, few comments here. Let me go back here real quick a second because my comments for some reason popped up a little bit late. Foxy Wolf says, I just got a good deal on a Samsung tablet and went ahead and bought it. Yes, exactly. That's the thing nowadays. You can get a bunch any time of the year. The sales are always better after Black Friday. The stores are ready to get ready for the next season. That's right. They're dumping inventory. And Kentucky Girl says, I stay away from stores on Black Friday. Foxy Wolf said several states got the seed. Yeah, Foxy Wolf, I didn't hear about this story until I read this. Rita said she'd throw them away. Kentucky Girl said, Mr. Mountain Man, did you say those seeds were from China? That sounds suspicious. I didn't say China. It wasn't in the article. Let me double check. It's just said that, yeah, and it's funny. It didn't say what I said was international. So could that imply Asia or some other country or Europe? Yes, it's somewhere, obviously not the United States. It is suspicious, and that's what they're warning. Dale said he tossed them. Foxy Wolf said they are from China. Kudzu. Yeah, you don't want kudzu. We got plenty of that. That's the stuff that covers the trees in the South in the summer. So I just found this weird. I found it weird because, like, I don't know. I guess I should empathize with some people, but you almost in this day and age have to have a little bit, not a paranoid sense of mentality, but a little bit of defensive because everybody's trying to scam for something. You get, if it's a phone call, an email, a piece of mail, or anything requesting information or doing something out of the ordinary, it's, to me, in my book, is all suspect. It's like, who's after what? In fact, there are some really funny things online, probably on YouTube, where somebody gets really irritated with the scammers that call and stuff and will challenge them to flip the dynamic to where they irritate the heck out of the person on the other side of the phone. They even had, I watched one, I do not remember where it was from, where they called, it happened to be like the chief of police, but it was on her personal phone. So they had like video on her, like, you know, and the person on the other side says, if you don't pay this bill, we're calling the police. Of course, she was the police. And she's like, oh, really? Well, what police? Which one are you going to call? And of course, the scammer was very vague and said, oh, we're going to, you know, this such and such department. She's like, okay, well, I live in this county. Which one? She kept pushing and irritating the heck out of him. It was funny. Yeah, these scammers, piece of work. I'd like to say hello to Chad Lovelace. Glad to have you here tonight. Hello to you as well. I hope you're having a great start to your week. Rita says, I don't answer the phone unless I know who it is. You, me, and most people. I still have a landline, and 90% of it is garbage junk. And my cell phone gets spam calls too, but at least I have some software that tells me it's potential spam. And basically, if the person doesn't show up as my contact, I don't answer the phone. I think most people are like that, because you know what happens the one time I pick up the phone, you know, I end up having to hang up on somebody because it's just, you know, somebody soliciting for something, and it's silliness. Also now they've gotten more sophisticated. This happened a few years ago. They can use like the temporary issued numbers that are like the same area code, the same first three numbers, and only change the last four. So somebody calls your cell phone, it looks like maybe it's a buddy or a friend that's like, you know, from your local area that's really close. And you're like, oh, that must be somebody from my town. Nope, it's just they're issuing a number and it's still spam. So kind of crazy. Kentucky Girl says, I got a scam call today. They said they were Amazon suspects, fraudulent purchases. Wanted my info. No. Yeah, they will make it sound so real. Here's another scam. I'll tell you one. I am a big advocate for programs like LastPass. If you've never heard of it before, it basically is a password manager that will create gobbledygook passwords that could be like 30 or 40 in length of random characters and everything. And you only need to remember like one major password to unlock your vault. It'll autofill in your websites. You can use different passwords for everything. You can rotate through passwords. It's a very secure manner. But once upon a time, most of us were probably, 10, 15 years ago, probably using a very similar password for all sites. And 10, 15 years ago, and a lot of those sites got hacked or compromised. And so odds are, if you're one of those people, you had your password compromised from that site, because unfortunately the security of the owner of the site was not good. And so you'll get this email that says, hello, and it'll use your email. We have your password, and it will show it in plain text, and it'll be your password. You have two choices. You can wire us $500 in Bitcoin, or we have turned on your camera and we have like embarrassing, pictures of you, and we're going to expose you on the air. It's all junk. It's all garbage, and it's all automated. They buy these lists on the black market. They get old passwords that might have not been used in 10 or 15 years. And this is another type of scam. There are so many scams out there. It's so sad to think that there is a portion of this world that needs to make a living on scamming off of other people. I feel it's terrible. Dale said, I thought I was the only one that still had a landline. No, I have I'm old school. Like, I'm still like, what if something happens to the tower? I don't know. You guys could probably poke holes in it. I just want redundancy, especially with a family. It's very cheap. Like with my package, I pay almost nothing. So, there's other ways I can save money. Let's see. Did I miss Ted Deborah Harrison? Oh, hello. Hello to you. Glad you're here tonight, and welcome. Foxy Wolf says, I keep getting political spam calls. That is how it comes across my caller ID. I know. And they're picking up. They're picking up. Why? Because it's an election year and there's a lot going on. So, interesting article. Don't plant the seeds. Throw them in the trash can if you get the seeds. Those look like peanuts, actually, but whatever, those are seeds. Foxy says, I still have a landline or rarely use a cell phone. Yep. Just some way to make sure that we can communicate. All right. What do we have on deck next? All right. This is an interesting one. I found over the years. So the name of this article is Doubling Down on the Kings Mountain Casino. All right. So a couple of bullet points. They want to build a casino in Kings Mountain, North Carolina, which is like 40 miles west of Charlotte, North Carolina. As a casino in Kings Mountain becomes more reality, people are still fighting to stop it from happening. The Catawba Indian Nation broke ground on the gaming facility on Wednesday, marking the start of something new after years of debate on whether or not it would come. Catawba Indian Nation Chief Bill Harris says the casino isn't just coming, it's here. Work begins today toward more prosperity, increased opportunities, and a renewed bond between the Catawba Indian Nation and the great state of North Carolina, Harris said. Let's get started. The total effect is 3,500 jobs attributed to the casino activity. The casino is expected to open by summer 2021 and will initially feature approximately 1,300 machines, food and beverage, as well as entertainment. The new casino will be operated by the Global Hospitality Company, Delaware North. The reason I bring this up, one, I'm not much of a gambler. I mean, if I go out to Vegas, I'll do a little bit. I certainly haven't made any trips. Like there's Harrah's Casino over in Cherokee. But I have nothing against it at all. I just haven't done a lot because I don't really live near gambling. And there's always been a debate. I know when I lived in Florida, they wanted to open a casino, and the traditional one is it'll bring in crime, it'll make the town awful, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I have historically never had a really strong opinion one way or the other. I was curious if anybody did. To me, new jobs and money bring in because these people would have to stay there. That's taxed the local economy. I've never understood the crime part. I don't think it's old school like mafia or mob or whatever. Most of these casinos have extraordinarily nice venues and surroundings. So I don't know if it's a stigma or if there's some validity to it. But there was some, I don't think I put it in my article notes, but there was some combating between the Cherokee Indians of Western North Carolina that own Harrah's and this. There was some infighting. I think there was some fighting that that they didn't want this to happen, and I'm not sure why. I wonder if it was encroachment of business because Cherokee, excuse me, is only a couple hours away, but they didn't allude to it. The parties said they wanted to work together. I don't know. I just assume more tourism and more money for local economies is a good thing, but maybe there's something that I don't see to that. When I look at Cherokee, North Carolina, I'm not a terrific history buff of that area. I need to read more up on it. I don't know. I know there has been a decline in tourism from 20 or 30 years ago and further of Cherokee to today. Was it a direct result of the casino, or was it the oversaturation of tourism areas in the area, and specifically the hotbed of tourism in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge? Because not only did Cherokee go downhill, guess what else did? What we've talked about, Maggie Valley and Ghost Town in the Sky and a lot of those other places. So I have not heard, it doesn't mean I just may not be informed, that the downfall of Cherokee was specifically related to the casino. But I have to imagine that it brings in quite a bit of extra money and keeps that area from turning into a complete ghost town. No pun intended from Maggie Valley, Ghost Town in the Sky, but Maggie Valley has become more of a passerby kind of place, as we have talked in previous live streams, although I still enjoy the quaintness of it. So let's see some of the comments here. Just a quick hello, Rick and Del Simono. Oh my gosh, if I messed that up, you feel free to unsubscribe and never talk to me again. I apologize. I hope you're laughing at me if I messed it up. Because you give me a lesson in it every time, and then I swear it's Simono, right? Simono. But anyway, hello, welcome. I hope you're having a great week. We're just having a conversation on the news and notes. Let's see. Ted Deborah said, where we live, every landline call we made was long distance, so cell phone is the only hope. I had mentioned this one. In the county where I live, we have a casino, and it's called Caesars. Yeah, see, I think Caesars Entertainment is massive. I have unlimited long distance on my landline. Yes. I don't recall hearing crime problem in Cherokee. Yeah, I haven't either. I feel very safe. We've stayed over there. We've gone over there. I still love it. I really still believe that you can't have like 5 Gatlinburg Pigeon Forges. There's only one. It's just like if you go to Myrtle Beach, there's not like 50 miles away, another Myrtle Beach. I mean, it's until you get down to Florida, essentially, before you get another mega beach again. So yeah, I think I don't have a big, I'm not against it. But I just was curious of people's thoughts on that. We usually go to the casino for a little while when we go to the mountains. Yeah. I'm sure I'll stop by Cherokee someday, with the family and everything. I'm not going over there, but someday maybe my wife and I can get over there. And let's see, when I would go on a cruise, I haven't been on a cruise in years, but I would gamble. I liked roulette because it was so simple. The 50-50, black, red, even, odd. That's a beginner's way of gambling. It's just super simple. Marvin says we have a community near here that got a casino and it brought new life to that place. Yeah. It's kind of like the lottery to me. I remember when I used to live in North Carolina before they got it, and there was so much arguing against it. But then when it did, all the money for education and everything like that. And heck, you get some winners and they win the lottery and they hold up the big check. I don't know. I don't think it's any kind of corruption. Personally, I think everybody should take their money that they put in the lottery every week and put it in a S&P 500 index fund and watch it grow over 20, 30, 40 years. And you'll have maybe not a lottery, but you'll have, maybe a nice vacation saved up or something for a few dollars a week. Let's see. Oh, hey, G. Marita. Welcome. Also said I have Straight Talk home base. It's satellite base and $17 a month. Comes from Walmart. It's $49 for the base and had it 5 years now. Yeah, I think for regular phone talking, there are some tremendous options. I'm not familiar on all of it, but like Google Fi, I've heard is really good. I know some people have dropped everything for that, although you have to live in an area that has like tremendous signal. There's phone packages, there's pay-as-you-go packages, a lot of nice options. I pay a little bit of a premium for the cell phone because of the mountain area to have good service and one of the carriers. But again, the landline we pay for is kind of bundled. So it's just a few bucks a month. It's no big deal. Marvin also says lots of new festivals and population growth. Yeah, I don't think it's any big deal. Foxy says Cherokee now has such improved housing for the Cherokee Indians, and school are finally a standard since the casino came in. Yeah. Again, I'm not real well educated on this, but to me, that's why I was kind of getting your feedback because again, when I lived down in Florida, there were some people, no casino. And I was like, it seems like it's going to bring tax money and stuff and tourism money and all that comes along with it. Hike with Mike says, I store my cash in coffee cans and bury them. That's right. Well, that's the safest method, right? Those like gold bullion or bars or something, I used to have a guy that I worked with years ago, and he was like, all I do is put my money in precious metals, like real metal. And he had like a fanny pack, and he pulled out these like silver and gold bars. I'm not joking. This I was like, somebody was like, what are you doing with that? And he's like, I don't trust any money in financial institutions. I only have these, and I bury them in my yard. And I was like, oh, wow, that's an interesting story. Ted Deborah Harrison says, we use Consumer Cellular and they service just fine. No issues. The price is right. Kentucky Girl says, is the Cherokee Casino owned by the Cherokee Nation or some casino company from Vegas? I believe it is Cherokee owned. I'm 95% sure. Somebody else can say that. Validate. Population growth is not always a good thing. Urban sprawl is killing Florida's wildlands. Yes, it is. That's why I would like the mountains of East Tennessee, Western North Carolina, Virginia, and all those areas to stay, relatively undisturbed as well. New building and modernization is not always a great thing to keep the nature at its best. I mean, heck, that if you look at the history of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, if anybody doesn't know about it and visits there, should understand. I mean, it was being deforested and it was, all kinds of things were happening there. And that's when they put all that money together, all the locals, and then with the government, and were able to purchase all that land and create the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's a lot more involved than that little tidbit that I said, and I might be off a little bit on that. But it was a preservation effort is what it was for some of the most diverse and beautiful land in the United States. There are 4 casinos here, 2 tribes, as they each have 2 casinos, and I've got one I have not gone to one since they reopened. I don't have any cash to bury. Well, that's okay. Just, Hey, I always say I'm a proxy to my debtors, right? Like you get paid and paid bill pays and stuff like that. So I really agree with you, Hike with Mike. Once we lose that stuff, we can never get it back. Mr. Mountain Man, have you been riding your bike lately? So I have not ridden my bike since the Pisgah ride on July 4th. Wow, goodness gracious. That's been almost a month. Today's July 27th. Yikes. I should, it's like work, weekend, do some stuff, the cycle. But I want to get out riding more. I will. And I love it. I love the bike. I love the ride, new equipment, safety. I've told you about the tires, the helmet and all that. Got new gloves and everything. Yeah. Civilization crops during the Great Depression saved many forests in the South. Thank you, Mike. Harris owns casino and money is paid to the Tribal Council for the Eastern Band of Cherokees. Very cool. And Civil Conservation Corps. That's what Mike was saying. Yeah, that has been a while on the motorcycle. I forget if we have any people in the foreground or background, but my last article is, I thought this would be interesting. I don't know if there are any YouTube creators, raise your hand or not. You don't have to, but this is an interesting story. Okay, let me tell you a story. So last night I was watching an old video from a small YouTube channel in the wider mountain community, somebody I'm subscribed to. And this particular video was 6 or so months old, nice person. And they were frustrated. They basically, the title of the video was something along the lines of like, I quit YouTube. And they said, I can't make traction. I can't get subscribers. I can't find my niche. It's a lot of work. I'm done with it. I've got more important things to do. And I felt really bad for the person because and so it decided to make me think about this kind of roller coaster ride as a YouTube creator. When I say creator, by the way, if that's a fancy word, it's somebody who has their own YouTube channel like myself. And if you have a YouTube channel, you will probably find this interesting. And if you don't have a YouTube channel, but are wondering what YouTube creators go through, you probably have channels you follow that might have 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, or 1 million subscribers. And then some like mine that have 500, or even some of folks have 100. And it's an interesting journey. And a lot of people do end up getting fed up. So this particular article was not new. But let me read you a couple of points from it, from this gentleman here. It says, it was a few weeks ago, I talked about one of my biggest mistakes I made here on YouTube. And that was not understanding the path and journey that you guys often take as creators. I assume that your path often started, it was like a straight upward line over time where you started and it was awesome. But I was very wrong, right? And I talked more about why I made that mistake and everything and the implications here for his channel, that channel. So this is kind of an emotional path that I feel like a lot of creators, and this doesn't have to do just with YouTube context here that we're using with YouTube, but it applies to almost anything. It is on the feel bad, feel okay, feel great spectrum. You start off on this project, and in this case, YouTube channel, and you're excited. You get to this honeymoon period, and over the course of time, it starts dipping a little. It starts to feel uncertain. Then you start losing confidence. You start feeling a state of confusion about, what am I doing here? And then depression of the like, this was supposed to happen. And it's supposed to work because I see so many other creators, they make it look so easy, And then you get down here and you're like, I just quit. And this, unfortunately, is where most creators stop, all right? Like here. And so what happens here, my channel, you guys stop watching video creators. You stop investing into your channel, different things like that, because the goal and the dream you had for it don't seem attainable. So I really like this article, and I want to talk a little bit about it because I'm the perfect example. I'm not thinking about quitting. It didn't even dawn on me. But if you're just joining, again, I watched somebody's video from the wider mountain community that, had gotten fed up. They had a few hundred subscribers and they were tired of it. I've also, it is easy to get discouraged. So what happens is you start a YouTube channel and you get a few subscribers and you get this adrenaline rush. and you begin to put out your videos, and you also feel a little bit kind of like amazing. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm like a little TV producer, right? Like I just created this content. People are watching it. It feels tremendous. Look at the creativity behind it. I could do all kinds of things. Sky's the limit. I have all kinds of thoughts and aspirations. And you might get 10 subscribers, then 20, then 30, and you're on this trajectory. Oh my goodness. Now, you're probably, this person or creator may not have aspirations, I'm going to hit 1 million. But, you know, depending on what the motive was for starting the channel. A lot of people do it because they have aspirations for financial something, financial success, financial extra, money on the side, you know, something to that effect. Let me tell you something right now. It takes a long time, unless somebody hits it off the bat with a particular type of channel that rings to a really wide audience. And I've seen examples of that. It takes a while to get far enough on YouTube, enough hours watched and enough subscribers to be able to monetize. And then once you begin to monetize, it's dollars and pennies. And then you're still paying taxes on that. And it's if that's the motive, it is a mountain to climb. Be patient, and it's a marathon. It is a long process. There are some people who have hit it off really well. If you've seen my Manila video that I went to Manila, older video, when I was in Manila, this was last fall, there was a gentleman I worked with who was doing a bicycle channel. At the time, we both had 200 or 300 subscribers. Do you know how many subscribers this gentleman in Manila has now? He has, let me check it. It's, you're not going to believe this. He has, drum roll, you're not going to believe this. I hope you're listening. We both had 200 or 300 subscribers. I have 500. He has 143,000 subscribers today. He went like this. Now, that's very unusual. And the reason is because the bicycles and Manila, this is just, you know, that's widely adopted and popular means of transportation and hobby. There's a lot of people that enjoy that. That was a perfect hit. But anyway, bringing it back a little bit closer home, there's this initial rush of getting the subscribers, and then you do have this little honeymoon period, but then it's going to taper off. And one of the scary things I've seen is the other end of this spectrum. I have come across channels that are 5 years old, have 100 to 150 uploads. That's a lot, by the way. My channel has, I'm not counting live streams. My channel has like 30 videos, maybe. Okay, that's like 2 a month. And I have 500 subscribers. We're talking like 100 to 150 videos, 5 years. Do the math. Making it relative, you would think those people have 10,000 subscribers or so. Some of these channels have like 250 subscribers. It can really be an uphill battle with the YouTube algorithm and the content and how to get it adopted. Does a video hit and stuff like that. So there's this period where the euphoria and the adrenaline wears off, and then you have to, you know, folks go through this period where say, oh, I'm not going to get to monetize this, and I am putting a lot of hours into this, and nobody likes my content, or I'm spending a lot of time on my videos and they're not watching it. That can be deflating too. Like if you put a lot of effort and you record it and you put a lot of passion, you edit it, and then you get like 50 views. Now, it again depends like what the original motive for your channel is. And so if the motive is purely in a vacuum to have fun and enjoy and let it grow as let it grow organically, but put some effort, because that spectrum that I talked about, the people who have 150 videos are 5 years old and have 250 subscribers, that's deflating. That's deflating. That's a whole heap load of effort, and you're basically uploading to the cloud and nobody's there listening. That's tough. And by the way, those channels weren't horrible. These are some travel channels I've seen, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's scary. That's like, I don't want to, you put all this effort in and then it's not, nobody's listening. At that point, again, you might as well just upload to your cloud drive and make your home videos at that point. And so, you want to socialize it through media outlets like Twitter or Instagram, or share it through live streams or whatever means, that you can help share it. But it will get to a point where, it is not on a trajectory that's on its path, unless you're my buddy over in Manila that has 143,000 subscribers. But if you're not on a path to this instant success. And I think the people who get deflated the most are the ones that did have financial aspirations. I have none there. I've said that many, many times. I have a full-time job. This is nothing I ever aspire to do full-time. I really enjoy it. I wish I could put out more content even in my current situation, and that's what I strive to do. I guess if you look at both of my channels combined, I actually am putting out a lot of content. But I know for those of you that only subscribe to Mr. Mountain Man, that doesn't really count. But the success that I have is just the interest and the feedback that I get from my audience. So I don't really have any financial aspirations. In fact, my current goal of this channel, and I've said it before, is at some point, if I do get to 1,000 subscribers, I can increase the dynamic nature of this YouTube channel by being able to do mobile live streams, to maybe have an occasional live stream that is on location, and bring you something interesting to add to that breadth of information that I can bring you on my channel. So that is one goal that, hopefully someday I attain. But this article was really interesting because, again, if you're a YouTube creator and you're starting, you have to be careful not to mimic some of the channels you might follow, or I don't want to say idolize. That's not the right word, but there's successful channels that people have had for many years and struck a part of the community, whether it was travel with, say, Disney, or California, or maybe it's a how-to channel, or bicycling, or wine tasting, or dining, or whatever it is. And they hit a particular niche and they were first to the market, and now they've grown an incredible audience. And so if there is saturation in an area, one of the things is, and I was talking with my family recently about this. I said, one of the things about YouTube that can make the difference between channel A and channel B is the personality. So two people can go to the zoo, I'm making up the zoo, and both do a YouTube video. One could be, the behavior and the response and the opinion of YouTube creator A, and the behavior and the response and the opinion and video style of A, and then versus video style B, can be very different. And one might resonate with an audience and one may not resonate with an audience. And so people, I think if you look at a lot of the YouTube channels that you probably find interesting, you probably don't, and I'm not putting thoughts into, but you're probably not just interested that they visited the zoo or went on a bicycle ride or went to the beach. You probably find them interesting as people as well, and their behavior and how they respond, maybe their humor or how they act, and they're just interesting people. And so there's that effect too on YouTube, in that some of the people that have gotten successful, it's because they're interesting people. It's more than just the content they show. Because I found, again, I'll give you another really scary example. I came across this one channel that was a gentleman out of the northeast of the country, like Maine and Vermont, and he had done like bicycle and hiking. And his videos were incredible. I'm talking excellent hardware, like gimbal, GoPro, like everything was awesome. Beautiful videos. 140 subscribers after like 3 or 4 years. I was dumbfounded. I'm like, that's scary. Those are good videos. And this person has gone nowhere on YouTube. It's really hard to get out of the hole and create a following. And so it can be, I don't want to use the word depressing. That's not right. It could be deflating or discouraging, I think, to a lot of creators. And again, I circle back to my original comment about watching this video from somebody in the wider community that had quit. And I felt really bad for them. And they were so truthful. They said, I can't find my niche. I'm putting all this effort into it. I feel like I can't get followers. Nobody's paying attention to me. And I think you get a lot of folks that kind of get to that area. So what is the long and the short of it? The long and the short of it is that the reality is not everybody's going to be successful on YouTube, and there will be varying levels of success. And odds are the amount of effort you put in will not yield more. There are very few out there that are getting more back from YouTube than what they put into it. The great majority are, putting a lot of effort in, and it's not necessarily, the financial freedom, escape that they maybe hoped, if it was that desire. Or forget about financial, if it was just fame and success. Like, I don't care about the money. I just want to be a popular person on Facebook and YouTube, and I want to be really well known. It can, it can be a tough road. So I think the best, part to kind of get through this, little bit of a plateau is to do it because you enjoy it and because you find what you're doing helpful or interesting and fun. If you get out of that, a pure sensation of creating these time capsules, kind of like Rita said earlier, she likes to go back to the old movies or old videos and watch them. They're like little memories. If you can make those and enjoy them and you get that satisfaction out of them that way, and you're purely doing it in that manner, if it organically grows and turns into something, then fantastic. You can also apply, there's a lot of education out there about do's and don'ts and how to navigate. People who blindly try to figure out YouTube on their own and don't follow the advice of the really well-known creators that have advice on how to steer and how to socialize and how to do your channel. It could be a swing and a miss. It could be bat and blind. So if somebody really is interested in that channel growth, they need to become educated and follow some of the patterns and practices about how to grow the channel. I myself had tried to incorporate some of that. And some of the things that I have done too is making sure that I enjoy it. Time is a premium in my life. I have a very busy family life and very busy work life. So when I do these events, they have to be personally rewarding. You've watched as I've evolved Mountain Man Monday into having the news and notes and the housekeeping and some of these other parts. I enjoy that, and I think it stimulates good conversation. And so I personally find that rewarding and enjoyable. And all of my videos are a fun, neat adventure or expedition or checking out somewhere new or doing something fun and interesting, so that if I don't get organic growth out of it, I still had a fun time. And I also created a memory capsule. So I can honestly say that I'm checking all the boxes of trying to hope people enjoy my channel and get some enjoyment and some satisfaction on my channel. But me personally, I find it rewarding as well. So this article didn't necessarily apply to anything that I've necessarily gone through, but I feel badly when I see people get kind of YouTube fatigue when they're in that lower range of subscribers and they decide to quit. If you ever get in that boat, or anybody happens to listen to this at some point and is in that boat, I think if you persevere and make it about you and what you want to do and what you enjoy, you will succeed no matter what, because you'll find that personal enjoyment. And one of the last things is I think too, is, on my other channel, how it's called the Eclectic Handyman. That was my scapegoat to be able to have a little bit of a diverse video delivery. However, the reality is the best and most successful YouTube channels are ones that have a theme or a common line between the videos. And you can describe your channel. In fact, I've held back a couple of, maybe a video or two that are just too random, I think, for the Mr. Mountain Man channel. So I've been hesitant to release them because they're so different that they don't really fit that mold. But maybe I should have called myself the Eclectic Mountain Man. And then I could have got away with anything. But of course, do what you want to do. I hope you found this an interesting conversation. I'm not even sure if anybody is listening to me, but let's see if anybody was. I know a lot of comments have come in. Let's see. Kentucky Girl said, and I did see some of this in the background, I just didn't have it up. I had to postpone my channel because I mostly film car shows and all of those have been canceled. Yeah, I also filmed hikes, but it's been in heat advisories and too hot. Yeah. Kentucky girl, one idea, and a lot of channels I follow, especially on the tool side of things on my handyman, people never leave the house. What they do is they pull up information. In that case, it would be tool reviews and stuff. In your case, it might be hikes and car shows, or maybe I know that Meekum did a live stream not too long ago, I believe, which is a car auction. Voiceovers on it. Let me create a scenario. So let's say you're into cars and you could take excerpts. I don't know if you can republish Meekum, but maybe you could take screenshots or something and be like, my top 10 favorite cars from the Meekum auction sale. You could absolutely do that. At number 10, the 1975, blah, 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 or the 1969, Mustang, blah, 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 blah. This is a continuum that you can do from your desk while keeping in the content. You could also do hikes like that. You could, let's say you had taken old pictures of some of your hikes, but you never made a video. I even could do that, even that predating my YouTube channel. I have enough that you can sit there with a mic and video editing software and say, okay, this is my hike that I did in Kentucky at such and such caverns a couple of years ago. I wanted to show you all some stuff, and you lace in the history and you lace in the information. There is an opportunity there to evolve your channel into that, and you can expand without being live and on location. It is a potential. There are a lot of channels out there that give content like this, and they are wildly popular. Not everybody is expecting to be on location. In fact, being on location and, if it's not edited right, if it's, the quality isn't good, can actually be worse than just showing stills or excerpts and then doing a voiceover on it. So it's an idea. Let's see. Don't give up. It will turn around. It absolutely will. Less is more. What can you do when you can't leave home? I can't travel. The world shuts down. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Foxy Wolf, if you have a channel as well or are thinking about it, listen to what I had just said. If you're still around, that could be a idea. It will get better. The weather will be cooler and shows will open back up. Then we will be on your live stream. That's right. I don't care about monetization. I just want to spread the word to save the wild and rural lands from overdevelopment and destruction. Excellent, excellent. If you're still here, Hike with Mike, great motivation for a channel. Not everything has to be about me. Sometimes it's about the world, and sometimes it's about what you're talking about. I think that is a tremendous motive for a YouTube channel. And things like this of helping to save or conserve things. Some people might want to do charitable work. People might want to, share things that other people can't see. There's a lot of reasons to do YouTube, and there's all kinds of stuff that, we're all thinking travel and all. There is so much stuff out there. My kids watch channels where they play with dolls and stuff like that. And there's animated voiceovers, and there's electronics reviews, and there's just oodles and oodles and oodles of categories of humorous stuff and like shows and everything. I mean, YouTube is an incredible medium of delivery these days. Thanks, Foxy Wolf. Would you believe I'd be way too shy to do a live stream? I do know some people who don't like public speaking, even if they're doing it in front of a camera. But it's definitely worth trying. And if it does feel uncomfortable, don't do it. There's nothing to say that you have to do a live stream. Some of my favorite channels I've followed on YouTube, they don't live stream, have never done a live stream, and I still love their content. Live streams are not a necessity. I'm afraid you're up on an uphill battle because the almighty dollar is fighting for the other side. I'm with you. Yeah, about the conservation. Once you start making vlogs, I'm sure you will get confident enough to meet on a live stream. Rita says, I think as long as you keep it interesting and isn't always the same thing over and over, especially when it is every day, then it will grow. Right. Rita has some great points there. This is true. Even I get sensitive of that. I'm like, oh, crap, I don't want to make another motorcycle ride too soon because I might bore people. And, I don't want to do a hike. Believe you me, all this stuff goes through my head. My channel does not reflect well, I think, the true potential of what I can do. Time is such a premium, and I'm not making excuses. It's just, I just don't what I want to do and what I'm able to do, there's a big disconnect there. I mean, you probably can gather it from the way I speak and the way I think, but it's, I still love the bit I can get out. I'm okay with being a voice in the wilderness. Yes. Mr. Mountain Man, I would think the goal would be views on the videos over number of subscribers. Yes, I'm sorry. So I did talk about subscribers a lot. I was kind of focused on that. You are right. Kentucky Girl, there is a little bit of a linear relationship between subscribers and views, but you are right. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty, views and view time, the actual view length is paramount, but there is some linear relationship. The reality is if you have more subscribers, you're going to get more video views and you're going to get more watch time. The likelihood that there's some odd relationship where a channel has a lot of subscribers and no views, I mean, it can happen, but the reality is there is some linear relationship between the number of subscribers and views on YouTube. But good point. You will do great, no problem. I am for quality, not quantity. Yes, Foxy Wolf brings up a great statement here. This is, and I know I'm still a few minutes behind, this is a battle because there is this challenge that your channel will not grow if you do not output videos. So I do look at some of the analytics on my channel, and the reality is when I release videos, I get more views. And then when I'm not releasing videos, my views drop for the day. So what does that tell you? If I would release more videos, I would get more views. That would probably equate to more subscribers. The only way I could release more videos on a timely basis due to time being a premium would be to have an inverse relationship with quality, meaning the quality goes down. I have chose quality at this point. And because of that, it probably does make my channel growth stifle a little bit. But hopefully I can do both and continue to. I think one of the happy mediums I'm gonna try, I can't promise anything, is maybe shorter videos, but still quality. So instead of 20-minute videos, maybe 7 to 10-minute videos, but still maintain that quality. But sometimes that's hard to make a 7-minute video because the minute I go somewhere, 7 minutes is like 3 clips. And all of a sudden you're at 7 or 10 minutes and you haven't shown anything what you wanted to. So sometimes that's a difficult. Amen, Hike with Mike. They don't make land anymore. And if we use all the land, we hold precious we hold precious. What are we to do? Agree completely. Yeah, it's a finite resource. Amen. Foxy Wolf, quality, not quantity. I fight animal preservation, especially wolves. Well, Mr. Mountain Man, I enjoy your videos. You do a good job of it. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You have interesting content. Again, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Foxy Wolf, I was able to get a baby wolf at a wolf preservation, had blue eyes. That's when I fell in love with wolves. It was a timber wolf. Yeah, okay. Foxy Wolf says a lot of people scam for shock factors with YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there are like the term clickbait, you could have Mr. Mountain Man and like I could put a title like a tree fell over or something, but then there's no tree falling over in the video. It's just like, I don't know, so it's like a shock factor clickbait, but the video doesn't come through. So yeah, you are right. A lot of people get views like that. You do a fantastic job in your vlogs. They are quite informative and your presentation's top notch. I appreciate that, Ted Deborah. I'm humbled by those comments. I really mean it. That's very, very kind of you. Foxy Wolf, I have gotten interested in preserving the raptors, hawks, falcons, owls. I think they're beautiful in nature, of course, not captivity. I enjoy your variety of videos, Mr. Mountain Man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Dale. It is a beautiful animal. Love alligators. I always go to a gator hole to see a baby hatchlings, and the babies are really cute, but you have to keep an eye out for that mama. Yes, alligators, nothing to be messed with. I agree, Ted and Deborah. Kentucky Girl, I love birds of prey. I believe in captivity when they are injured. Yep. Our fair is canceled. Sorry to hear that, Brian. Yeah, a lot of stuff is happening like that, unfortunately. They can't survive in the wild. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit of a speed round to catch up here. Clamp her jaws down on you, but yeah, careful of those alligators. And there was a conversation here observed gator behavior for years and do lots of swamp hiking. As long as I am alert, I usually have no problems. I was online looking into this week, and that's called the other sport of kings because you have to be a king to afford to get into that sport. Oh, yeah, okay. Good hike with Mike. Mr. Mountain Man needs you here. Yes. Yes. Yep. Of course we are listening to you. That was a shout out to, I didn't know if anybody's listening to me. I do get a little, I go, I talk about the news and notes and stuff. And then I kind of look in the corner to see how many people. And if it starts to drop, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm boring people, but I don't know. You guys can tell me if you don't find it interesting. It's not going to hurt my feelings. If you don't like something, let me know. Meekum is a cool show. It sure is. Editing is a big part of YouTube. I will get into that someday if you all find that interesting. The software and hardware side of things. I would love to, any of this type stuff. Listen, I am not like, I don't want to give off anything like I'm talking old big Mr. YouTuber or anything. I have 500 subscribers. I'm really a nobody. I'm just talking about the education that I've gotten on the subject, the topic, my observations and things I've seen. That does not mean that I know anything, because if you want to go by my reputation, you would say, what does he know? So you could take what I say with a grain of salt. These are just my observations. Back to that comment, editing is a big part. Used to take me hours and hours and hours and hours. I have gotten much better at cutting and splicing and transitioning and editing and music and deciding and content and shooting. Shooting was a big one. When I first started, I would shoot things out of order and all this, and I'd be like, oh, this is great. And I'd get home and have 82 clips, not in order. A third of them were bad. It took forever. Yes, that's a big one. That's a true fact. Well, if it could take hours to do it properly, quality versus quantity is a good point. Yes. Okay, so a lot of people are saying quality over quantity. That's good to know. But unfortunately, again, the thing I want to say about that is YouTube wants quantity. And let me explain why. Really, the successful channels on average are releasing a piece of media content per day in some shape or factor. It's a reality. How does YouTube make their money? YouTube is owned by Google. How does Google make its money? Everybody knows it's ad revenue. If people are not watching the videos, they're not making ad revenue because companies aren't coming to them. They need people to pump out content. And so if you are a slow to get to the gate creator, you might have a community that says, oh, I love the quality, but YouTube is saying, Mr. Mountain Man, you want us to promote your videos, you need to get out a little bit more video. Now, they're not telling me that, but the reality is, it is. Now, again, I gave a few examples of people who put 150 videos out and they got nowhere. There are some rules to follow. There's, theming and how you do it and content, and how you share it, and, getting out to the audience. It is, let's listen, we'll do a retrospective in another year or so, but I think getting out of the hole is the hardest part, it seems. I'm sure there are people with 10,000 that say the hardest thing is to get to 25, or 100 that say 500 or 1,000,000, or, those are astronomical numbers. But I think to get to 100 and then to 500 and 1,000 are major accomplishments, because I could probably figure out the statistics, or it's probably published, but what percentage of YouTube creators are between 0 and 1,000 subscribers? Maybe 90%, 95. I'm totally guessing at that. I have no idea. But the number of million and 500,000 and 25,000 type channels are, I believe, the minority, not the majority. They're the majority of what you see on your homepage. But the 9 gazillion channels that have 14 subscribers or 0 subscribers, just that, show up. It's tough to get out of the hole. So again, that long conversation I had about desire and motive and things like that, you have to persevere through that time after that honeymoon period. I like your point about shorter videos. I'm much more likely to click somebody's video if it's not too long. Good feedback, Kentucky Girl. One of the things I don't want to say struggle with, but I have a balance, are my motorcycle vids. They're long and I take a lot of content. And I've gone back and forth. Like if you watch the Mount Mitchell one, I did, I believe 2x speed on it. because it was very long. And then on other ones, I do real time. I would love the feedback from you all, because actually you are the regulars and the top tier of my community. On the motorcycle vids, do you like the real time? Do you like the sped up style? The thing with the real time is you can get the hum of the engine in the background, which I think is cool. When you speed it up, you got to cut out that audio because it sounds like zzz, because it sped up the video. The engine can't be in it. So if you watch Mount Mitchell, you will not hear the motorcycle engine until I come to a stop. Let me know. Or you don't like the motorcycle vids at all and you don't watch them. But very, very good point there, Kentucky Girl. It's good feedback. Anything over 20 minutes is really too long. And that is also good feedback. Thank you, Marvin. Again, my motorcycle videos are a little bit on the longer side, and so are the hiking videos. I had even been mentioning to my wife that I wanted to get into shorter videos. It's not that all of my videos are longer. It's just some of them are hard to break up. Like when I went to Cabana Bay last fall over there in Orlando and I did the whole shebang of the place, you know, I could have done like a 7-minute video, but I thought it was more thorough to catch a lot of the high points to really show the interest of the place. So sometimes to kind of create the composition, it takes a while. And so, yeah. Long videos are hard to watch, but live streams I can watch for longer times. Good point. You know, longer videos, it just depends. Like I watch a lot of YouTube in weird times. Like I'll be in the bathroom taking a shower, brushing my teeth, and I'll put 30-minute YouTube videos on and while in the background. I will be working and have YouTube in the background so I can listen to it, not so I can always watch it. I will be in the garage working and I will have a YouTube video on. If I'm painting outside, I may not be able to see the video, but depending on the channel, like some of the Disney channels I follow and some of the others, I will listen because it's more of like this live stream here. You would not need to see my screen and you could probably follow along. It depends, but you're right. I do like the feedback about people like the shorter ones. I love the live streams also. They seem so personal because you can converse with them. Yes. Does any of your family take an interest in assisting with editing, or is that something a person has to do by themselves? I do all the editing. I do have my family help shoot the videos. So if you see me in front of the video, somebody else is holding the gimbal or the camera or whatever, unless I'm doing a selfie style, but I prefer if I'm using my cell phone, the back camera, because it's a better quality than the front camera. But the editing is 100% all yours truly right here. It's me sitting in front of my big computer doing that. I enjoy longer videos as long as they keep it interesting. Okay, cool. That's good to know, Rita. You must be doing something right, Mr. Mountain. You have passed the 5 mark. I think that's pretty darn good. So you keep on doing what you're doing and we'll see big numbers one day. Yeah, I want it to happen organically. I do promote it so that I do have a little bit of a trajectory because I do want people to enjoy it. Like, I can't honestly say that I put a video out there and it doesn't matter to me if people watch it. I want people to enjoy it. I'm like, one of the ones I'll just be completely honest. One of the ones I look at my channel and I'm a little disappointed, not from you guys because you've watched it, but in general that doesn't have more views, or like the Mount Mitchell one. I think that's an incredible video of one of the most magnificent places in North Carolina, but I'm a small channel. So I can't expect to have a ton of views on it. What are some of the other ones that I really like? Let me think. I love the hikes. The hikes at Chimney Rock do get pretty good views on them. My motorcycle rides I really like. I put some effort into that and the quality and the composition. I think it's pretty neat. I don't know if people, because I don't narrate in them, again, but I think those are pretty cool. What were some? I'm drawing a blank here on some of the other ones. But yeah, I do it because I want people to enjoy. So people's enjoyment and entertainment is satisfaction to me. You can do segments of your video, part 1, 2, and break it up. Yes, you can. And a lot of people do that. I could have done, and you can draw interest like that. I could have done, for example, Cabana Bay. I could have said Cabana Bay part 1, Cabana Bay part 2, released them over a few days or a few weeks. Absolutely. That is a great method as well. I don't think I would do motorcycle ride part 1 and 2 because there's the lack of narration. I don't think that would do as well. But yes, if I was doing like one that I might have been able to do that with might have been like my Myrtle Beach video, the main one. The way I did that was shopping, entertainment, dining, and the overall. So I broke it down into 4 categories. And so I probably could have done Myrtle Beach 1 and 2. That would have done. Yes, shorter videos seem to hold one's attention better. This is great feedback. I'm sure there's an algorithm out there what the sweet spot is, or excuse me, statistics, I should say, not algorithm. Smokey Mountain Hiker does longer vlogs, but his content and music keeps you out there. Yeah, and some folks, especially on hikes, they want to see the whole thing because they're going to go on that hike, and it's like having a hiking book. So depending on the topic, you do need to carry out and see the entirety of it, like the hikes. Hike with Mike. I did that with a series of waterfall hikes, gave them both part 1, 2. I messed up by giving them both the same name. One got a lot more reviews. Interesting. Yeah. I enjoy your video. Yes, thank you. Mom says I'd edit for him, but imagine we wouldn't appreciate what I might do. Mr. Mountain Man, Mom, you should start a channel. We would love it. I'll join your live stream. Yes on the bike rides. So you like the bike rides. Okay. Your festival vlogs are fun. Yeah, so I would have done a lot more this year. I would have done the Apple Festival again. I would have done the Western North Carolina Fair. I would have gotten more into that. I was growing wings into that area, and it definitely is going to be a bigger part of the channel. We have a lot of that type stuff here in Western North Carolina. And so it's just a shame. 2020, I'm being a little more creative in what ends up happening. Mr. Man's mom to the rescue. Yes. After I found your channel, I went back and watched them all. I enjoy your videos. I have not done that so far with anyone else yet. That is super. That means a lot to me, Dale. I know you and Rita and maybe Foxy Wolf, although if I'm mistaken, I'm sorry, but there have been a few people that I have noticed have gone top to bottom on the channel. That means a lot. And when I see those comments come in, when I see somebody doing that, I try to reply to that. I think that's super cool. And it is neat when you go to, some channels have such a huge catalog. That's very difficult to do. You might have 300 videos to go through, but my channel is still manageable. But that's super cool, Dale. Thank you. Thank you. Really, thank you. Appreciate that. You have a very nice son, Mr. Mountain Man's mom. Yeah. Well, I actually appreciate it. What is vlogged is one thing, but for me, the personality of the vlogger is what makes it interesting. Yes, Ted and Deborah, nail on the head. I don't know if you were here for the conversation about 30 minutes ago. I talked about this topic right here. As I mentioned, my use case was 2 people go to the zoo, creator A and creator B. You can have one that is wildly popular and one that is not so popular. There are a lot of things that go into it. Some people are interesting. Some people are dry. Some people react and have behavior that is very interesting. Some people articulate the situation very interestingly. The video quality, the editing, the composition, the way it's put together. There's so many factors that we don't even pay attention to. When you turn on a 30-minute show on television, we have no idea the army of people that went in to make that television show. Even if it's an episode on Discover about barbecuing ribs and there's only one guy in it, the people he talks to, the angles of the camera, the way they talk about it, how much they're going to put in that 23-minute show, how they do it. So I agree completely. And I want to keep it, interesting for the audience. So these are things I'm definitely highly aware about. Again, I have this disconnect between what I'm able to do and what I want to do. And that is one thing that does hold me back a little bit. But I don't say that negatively. I feel very blessed, and I, how busy my life is and what's going on. Life's a balance for me, for sure. And so there's no like, oh, I wish I could do this or this or that. I'm just simply reporting the fact that what I want to do and what I can do are a little bit out of whack. Somebody said I have to go now, 10 o'clock. Good night, Mr. Mountain Man crew. Good night to you as well. We'll be wrapping up here in a minute or two. You will learn that the most viewed videos you make are not the ones you think be viewed a lot. My buddy has a 30-second video with a sunset with 10,000 views, yet most of them only get 100. Yeah, it is interesting what ends up being popular right now. The number 1 and 2 videos on my channel. Number 1 continues to be the Calabash Seafood Buffet in Myrtle Beach. Number 2 is my Chimney Rock hike. And you're right. You know, who knows? Like maybe someday I'll make some little, you know, inadvertently some title or shock value or something like that that ends up getting a whole bunch of views and bringing subscribers. It's hard to make different videos when you're limited on what you could do as far as travel right now. That is very true. Let me know quickly 2 things real quick before we wrap up. 1, how was the video quality tonight? Just for a report from the audience. And 2, did anybody have an opinion on the real speed motorcycle rides or the sped up motorcycle rides? If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. You don't have to answer. But I was just curious. If you watch the Mount Mitchell ride, what I do is I condense the video and it looks like the motorcycle is going faster through the mountains because it was such a long video. My other 2 videos were at real time. You basically are seeing it as I ride. Does anybody have an opinion on what they like? Either way. And again, the video quality. I know with the software that I use, it seems like the comments that come in from you all are delayed by about a minute. Video clear. Oh, and Tina Ratliff, hello, you're joining at the tail end. I hope you're having a great start to your week. We're just about to wrap up the live stream, so you'll be able to go back and watch this from the beginning on the Mr. Mountain Man channel. Let's see here. So I got a video was clear, and just, you know, again, wrapping up, if anybody had any opinions on the motorcycle ride. Other than that, let me stop sharing my screen so you can see me, my big face. All right, so we got 2 comments. Dale said the video quality was fine. I like the bike rides either way. I just hang on tight if I have to. Rita says it looks cool when you speed it up on the motorcycle. That's good. Foxy said, oh, Brian says getting hot. Yes, it's thick as summer. We are definitely in it. Speed time is fun, and I help put on the brakes. I remember Foxy, I think it was Foxy that said, I was helping you put on the brakes because I came up behind a van. I think it was you, Foxy, and the van, some cars popping. Maybe it was on the Pisgah ride. But yeah, the only thing I like about the real-time one, again, is I personally like the sound of the engine in the background, the hum. What I do is I take down the sound of the engine, and then I bring up the background music a little bit. I do have some plans in the future to hopefully get a Bluetooth headset that can connect in and I can narrate while I ride. The setup is like $200, so I'm not. We'll see when I can do. When I'll do that. I don't know about maybe 2020, maybe 2021. We'll figure it out. Speed time is good. Yes. Okay. Night, everyone. Stay safe. Hope you have God bless and stay safe. Hope you guys have a great week. I agree. You know what? With that, I think this is a great time to wrap up this Mountain Man Monday. It's been a great one. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I really enjoyed having everyone here live. And if you watch this on delay afterwards on the Mr. Mountain Man channel, I hope you enjoyed as well. I hope everyone has a wonderful, great, and safe week. I appreciate the conversation from the community. And for those of you that were listening in the background, I want to say a hello to you as well. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for your support on my channel. Everybody have a great and safe week. And we will see you next time on another Mountain Man Monday. Good night, everyone.